Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? I am holding papers because I have something to say, and I wanted you to hear it, just to make you aware of what's going on with the country right now, because it's fairly important. Well, I think it's massively important. And I think that once you find out, you will help me and backcountry hunters and anglers in fighting the legislation that is wanting to be passed next week. So I have sheets because it's a lot, okay? And please give me your listening ears just for these 4 minutes that I'm going to talk, because it is really important. If you love your outdoors, if you love your fishing, if you love your hunting, if you love hiking even, nature, animals, conservation, this is something that you need to know. So we're going to start off. The week of April 29th, the US House of Representatives is set to vote on a slate of legislation that targets conservation achievements, which people like you and I have supported and worked hard for, and especially backcountry hunters and anglers. They are an incredible group of people who work hard to protect the lands and conservation efforts. So these bills will overturn protections for the Boundary Waters Canoe Area Wilderness and the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge. It will repeal the BLM Public Lands Rule, which elevates conservation, and will make drastic changes to the mining laws on our public lands. And each of these things are massively important in the areas where they're being asked for, because they basically are going to set the standard as to what can happen in other parts of America. So you might feel like Alaska is so far away and nothing to do with you, but understand that if the rules are passed, if legislation is accepted up there, then it will ultimately happen where you are, down even in the South. So please understand what's going on here. So the first act is the Superior National Forest Restoration Act. It's led by Republican Pete Stauber, and this is not about whether it's a Republican or a Democrat. This is the act itself, which is what I'm talking about here. And basically will overturn a 20-year mineral withdrawal that halts a proposed twin metals mine and protected boundary waters. So it's mining that has been stopped because it was deemed not good for conservation and for the lands around it. So the Boundary Waters area is the most visited wilderness area and regionally untested sulfide or copper mining. Now, copper mining is a big thing. And it was, like I said, this was stopped because it was deemed it was going to massively harm and also irrevocably harm the area that they were hoping to mine. It would also, this act, reissue previously cancelled leases and arbitrarily preclude those leases and permits from judicial review. So leases that had already been given and that were then stopped because of the 20-year mineral withdrawal would be reissued and would be exempt from judicial review. So any information we had moving forward, they would still be exempt. That's pretty huge, okay? So there's another act he's also proposing, which is called the Alaska's Right to Produce Act. And this would reinstate oil and gas leases in the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge. The coastal plain of the Arctic Refuge, calving ground for the porcupine caribou herd, was open to oil and gas leasing in the 2017 Tax Cuts and Job Act, despite being proposed for wilderness designation. So they already got in there. So this bill would overturn a recently announced NPRA conservation rule. And that rule maximized protections for previously designated special areas that provide habitat for the Western Arctic caribou herds. So basically, they will be able to get back in there again. This is a big deal. And please, again, remember, it's not just here it's going to happen. If this goes through, then they'll push for other areas. Another act is called the Mining Regulatory Clarity Act, and it's led by Mark Amadei. He's from Nevada, and he would make all mining claims valid on public lands, and guarantee an absolute right to all mining activities including prospecting, exploration, and associated development. So in protected areas such as designated wilderness areas, it would be unlawful to deny mining and exploration activities even without a prior valuable discovery of a mineral deposit. That means even if they didn't know if it was possible that there would be any minerals there, it will be considered unlawful to deny it. That's huge. That means they have carte blanche to go in there and look for whatever they want. So the next act is called the West Act. And these acts are all happening the week of the 29th. And this would overturn a recently announced BLM public lands rule, which was awesome. So the rule elevates conservation as a value on par with other uses such as grazing, mining, energy development on our largest public lands estates. So yeah, conservation should be on par with all of those things. Conservation is what's going to protect our lands moving forwards, especially with what's going on. So this rule would conserve intact habitat, restore degraded landscapes, and require landscape health assessments in decision-making by the Bureau of Land Management. So the West Act, which is being put forward, will overturn these. So these are all acts which I sincerely believe should be talked about, should be discussed, and that we should get in touch with our local representatives to let them know that we do not want that to happen. So I am sure that you, as well as I, and also backcountry hunters and anglers, who I am a part of the New York chapter, and they have many chapters around the country. Please join them. They're awesome. Who have worked so hard in reversing hard-won conservation achievements. These acts will basically give broad rights to the mining industry without addressing the tens of thousands of abandoned mines now, which are polluting fish, waters, wildlife habitats. And again, it's something that we desperately do need to let our representatives know that that personally, and I'm at a loss for words, shouldn't be allowed to happen. So please do, if you can, just take 2 minutes, go to my bio, top of my bio. I'm going to put a link there, and that will just take you to an email, which you can put your name, address, and once you enter your zip code, it will send your concerns, which have been written out for you, hardly any work there, to your representative, and it won't ask you for a donation. It will just say, please put your name and address, and please help myself, backcountry hunters and anglers, and all of us who love our wildlife and want it to stay as pristine and pure as possible moving forward. So if you do that, thank you. I appreciate you, and please do share this story either on your Instagram, your Facebook, email, whatever you feel is necessary and are capable of doing. So other than that, I hope you're awesome. Hope you managed to get outside and enjoy your day, and just know that if we work together, we can make change. It's happened before, it can happen now. So let's all pull our fingers out and get out onto our cell phones, onto our laptops, and make it happen. So take care. Okay. Bye.